Hello, lords and ladies. Private Yorkie here, back from the front. It's crazy out there. It's gonna get crazy in here too, because we're heading back to Gladian. But more of me as Eon, laying down the law, in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Now we've taken control. We've got some stuff set up. We're gonna go out for a little walk and then come back. Maybe do some army fighting too. Be good, won't it? What? What happened there? Huh? Do I have to finish this first? So what do I have to do to finish it? You surely don't expect me to arrest everyone, including my companions? I don't know what I did. But that was a bit strange. I don't understand, really. Well, you've lost some strength, and we don't want you losing strength. Name? Yeah, guys. Come on up then, TikTok. You want to come up? Come on down. There you go. Hmm. Okay, we'll try that. They're gonna merge later. Okay, so you need to come up here as well. You go there. You go there. Go there. So that would be archery and horses. They might not last long. We'll see. You'll do. Oh, we don't have enough. I'll give army. This up then. They're level 6. Let's do them. Warriors have discovered what attracted such a horde of monsters. An impressive ambulant laboratory belonging to some insane alchemist. The laboratory has been mercilessly plundered, and the jars and of elixirs and ingredients fall sinister holes through which the hideous creatures had consumed their contents, like some exquisite nectar. Luckily, some of the alchemist's inventory survived. Now belongs to Crusaders. Pretty good, that is. That can wait. The ruins of Asbury, and we've got this. You also are down on something. It's wisdom. That's not as important, but I'd like to get it taken care of. Okay.
Time's not waiting.
We didn't promote you. Did we not do the pets? That's possible. Nope, we didn't do the pet. Now,
No mistakes.
I need to concentrate.
I am prepared.
Rely on
Watch out for trouble. Keep your calm.
Yeah, though. Young cleric of Enestil greets you with shy smile. What an honor to see you again. Commander, welcome to the Temple of Delamere the Blessed. As the temple's prior, I offer my greetings. That's the word prior, the face flushes pink. Remind me who you are again. They call me Ciardo, the shepherd boy. Well, that's what they used to call me, but it's not very fitting for a priest, is it? The cleric lapses into confused silence for a few moments. I come from a village near Last Wall. I've always been drawn to Erestil, even as a child. A cleric by name of Jod once passed through our village, a kind old man. He looked me in the eye, the little kid, and he said, I see you're going to serve Erestil, just like myself. So I did. When I heard about your crusade, I set out to join it, just like my heart was telling me to do. At first, I served as a novice under the venerable Rasimus. Now he's gone, and I've been left on my own. Rasimus and I marched on Dresden with your forces. He didn't march on Dresden, he was turned into a bloody ghoul. We fought in your host, and then when the demons were driven out, I came here. The temple is centuries old. Erestil's worshippers would have come here in their hundreds in the past, but even now, we get the odd pilgrim wandering in. That's why I wanted to take over this temple. Someone ought to take care of this sacred place. I want to know more about this temple and everything connected to it. Where to begin? This temple is dedicated to Delamere. Oh, I mean, of course it's a temple of Erestil, but Delamere was the prior of the temple. I mean, no, I am the prior of the temple. She is like its blessed mother. Its patroness. The young man falls into confused silence and looks pleadingly at you. Alright, everything's as clear as you're going to make it, so forget that. Have you seen anything suspicious in the area? The cleric swallows nervously and lowers his gaze. No, everything's quiet around here. There's nothing going on in this temple, that's for sure. Pilgrims have said there's a dragon flying in the area, snatching up travellers. And others say that's just a rumour. Things are quiet in my temple, then why are you so nervous? You know what, forget you. I have to go. Let's have a look over here. There's something over there, but also something there. You know, given how powerful,
What a find.
want a better word, knights are, cavalry. Cavalry, that's the best word. It's tempting to just go full cavalry, even if that means recruiting everyone as mercenaries.
My expertise prevailed.
Agility +4. You don't have anything, so you can have that. That. Whenever the wearer of this amulet uses a hex. Ah, so we're not using that. Give that to Ember.
I will guide.
She's got the blackened curse anyway, so that's a good one to give to her. And the themic. Okay, so just me.
Never stop learning. Focus on the goal. My expertise prevailed.
Interesting.
That posed little challenge. My expertise
Oh, we got
prevailed.
some more knee pads. Your wolf doesn't have any. That does. It's not fantastic, but it's something. Let me just see what the ping was. Okay. Just a TikTok. I can look at that later.
Watch out for trouble.
Right.
My expertise prevailed.
I'm begging you, don't go in there. Tough, we're going in. How suspicious you've been carried on, we're definitely going in now. I discovered the door to the temple. Where does it lead? Yoda's face goes grey and he falters and stutters over his words. What did... Oh, shut up. You know what? You're a terrible liar. Speak the truth before I lose my temper. Yoda looks at you and looks beyond the verge of tears. It's older than Edra. She's a witch. She came here one night, threatened to torture me and demanded that I let her into the crypt. She said her friends would be coming here sometime, and that she placed a curse on me. If I allow anyone other than the initiated servant of Baphomet into the crypt without her permission, a brood of rats will appear in my stomach. They will gnaw me from the inside out. But I want to live. I'm no warrior. I'm a humble shepherd. And I never said a word to anyone. They go in there and do things. They whisper. I'm afraid to go in. What kind of shepherd you are? Yeah, well, you can't go in. Stop me. I don't know who this Anedra is, but I'd really like to get my hand on her and have a chat. Maybe I'd just reach for my weapon right away. Speaks a language all of its own. But a quick death is too good for cultists come like her, and all the fear and torment and pain they put people through. Stay strong, kid. You're not alone. You have allies. Don't know about that. Alright, I have to go. Actually, for treachery, you're sentenced to death. The young man throws a desperate glance towards the door, and then raises his fist like a country bruiser. You better not talk to me, mister. I'll fight you.
Let's have some fun.
You will? Yeah, well, that should be interesting. That didn't do you much good, did it? At least you don't have to worry about rats gnawing you up now.
Keep your calm.
The bloody remains of a person lying out in plain view. There are marks on the bones, left by gnawing teeth, some of them human. Glory to Baphomet, Lord of the Ivory Labyrinth. Okay, whatever. Then we got this. Day 28, months Lamachan 10, year 4715. Burial rites fulfill several functions. They mitigate the psychological strain of parting with the deceased. They neutralize a sort of disease-causing miasmas, and they suppress the spread of cannibalistic and necrophiliac acts in society at large. There are many ways of disposing of a corpse: burning, dissolution in a harsh chemical, ingestion by all members of the community. That's not going to stop cannibalistic urges. But by far the most popular method is burial. A grave protects the corpse against carrion eaters, serves as a place of remembrance, proclaims the merits of the deceased, and of especial importance, when all safety measures have been taken, grave burial prevents the deceased going back and visiting their still living relatives. The commander examines a stone sarcophagus resting in the crypt of the Temple of Eristil. It was used as a feasting table for demons until very recently. Bones are scattered across the stone top of the sarcophagus. Some are easily identifiable as human finger bones. A human eyeball floats unappetizingly in a clay bowl, and next to it lies a half-gnawed rib cage. The commander decides to examine the symbols. Yorkie recognized some of the symbols are used by Kelly priests. According to the symbols in the sarcophagus lies a priestess of Eristil, Elamia the Blessed. On the lid of the sarcophagus, the symbols form a circle. The commander notices that the seemingly solid slab is actually composed of several pieces on the spot. In the spot, the hairline joins between the fragments are almost impossible to see. In Sarkoris, there exists a funeral tradition in which the priest would place magic seals such as this on the tombs. The symbols on the seal are threatening. I guard the eternal sleep of Delamere, cursed by any who dare destroy me. The commander... Have a look at the religion. Might not work. Right, where is still? Yorkie recalls suitable prayer, but the stone seal shows no reaction to it. It's likely that the priests of Sarkoris worship Terrestrial in their own ways, and the sarcophagus is sealed with some little-known prayer used only in this region. Then the commander says that the spells on the seal can probably be broken. After several failed attempts, Yorkie abandons this approach. There are no guarantees that the spells on this seal can be broken at all, without destroying the sarcophagus itself or disturbing the deceased remains. The commander says the seal can probably be pried off with a knife. Yorkie digs the tip of a knife in the join between the seal's fragments. He carefully nudges the blade until the seal clicks and crumbles to pieces, and the lid on the sarcophagus slides open. Inside the sarcophagus lie the remains of a female archer. The bones are held together by leather armour, covered in the same symbols as those on the sarcophagus. And the skeleton's hands are clutching an impressive bow made from an antler. Surprisingly, there is no unpleasant smell from the remains. The commander takes them from the sarcophagus, I think. Suddenly, the commander feels a rush of fresh air out of place in this cellar. It carries the scent of rain, the sound of dense forest, the mighty roar of a mountain river. The commander's body is flowing with power, and the bow seems to yearn to be in his hands. Now suffused with an overabundance of strength. The strange sensation passes, leaving behind only pleasant freshness. Right. Have a look at what we've got, shall we? 6 max dexterity armor. That's 5, and insight bonus AC against plants and vermin. That is 6 can go to. Cast spells from plants to men. Not really using plants to men though. Not using plants to mend at all, actually. So we don't need that. The bow. Whenever this +2 wholly composite longbow lands a hit, the enemy must pass a 42 saving throw, DC 22, or become entangled for 1 round. It can only be equipped by good aligned characters. Oh. None of the archers are good. The only good line character we've got is you. You can use it. Might as well have it. And you might as well have that Hunter's Assurance. For any good it'll do you. Right then, that's that, I guess. Out we go. Well, we convicted one of the guilty. Out we go. Someone on the road. Oh god! Got a dragon.
Abilities.
This could be a disaster. Why won't you attack, take your fate, become my dinner? I'll eat you all soon enough. Hopefully not. Bye bye. Well, we're going home because we've got people at death's door now. Well, that was unpleasant. I think that's the big red dragon that Raybor was talking about. I guess at this point we are definitely going home. Hope we got the Eon again. What's going on? Eon's gaze is cold, calm, and distant. It makes sound falter, giving way to absolute silence. Finally, you have the time for introspection and think through your decision. A chill wind blows through all sorts of your head, except the most pressing ones, sharpening your your mind like a razor. You're surrounded by disorder. The crusade is filled with irregularities and faults, embezzlement, incompetence, systematic negligence. The very thought of these failures irritates you like scratches on a pane of glass. The landscape beyond is obscured by the aggregate of ugly scars. This must be fixed. Everything must function as intended. The Eon's gaze poses a silent question. Where do you start when everything is broken? The corrupt quartermasters, the incompetent frontline officers, the recruiters who allow soldiers to evade the draft for a bribe. As you debate the options, a decision starts to take shape in your mind. Doesn't such matters be decided with the help of advisors, not alone? Can't come to you in a flash. None of them have the innate understanding of the order of things that you do. You must rely on yourself and your inner sense of correctness. One decision is not enough. What will it change? The decision itself is often what separates right from wrong. The people in the crusade are not inherently or irredeemably flawed. Among them are some whom no one likes. The know-it-alls, the nitpickers, the grumblers. Those who have sharp minds but lack charm. Who are these quartermasters who count every penny? Unsociable officers who are never promoted because they fail to win over their superiors. And principled priests who mercilessly denounce the vices of their comrades. They eagerly follow orders, but they need direction. And that direction is based on your decision, the impulse that will set everything into motion. Consider what will be most beneficial to the crusade. There is no obvious answer. Purging the home front of bribe takers and fools would decrease the cost of construction and supplies. Finding draft dodgers would allow you to replenish combat losses with new recruits more efficiently. Dismissing incompetent officers and replacing them with skilled soldiers of lower rank to improve the tactical performance of the crusade. It's a difficult question. So we can bring order to the home front. Fill our ranks with those who avoided conscription, or it's time we rid the army of ineffective officers. Cost of building construction reduced by 20. We just check what that is. Okay, another TikTok. Recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 10%. All generals have reliable. Oh, let's improve the officers. The decision is made. The Eon's gaze remains stern and merciless. It promises no leniency to the arrogant fools about to lose their stripes and march under command of their former subordinates. You are filled with a sense of confidence in yourself and your decision. From now on, everything will be as it should. Before you stands a tall, fit man whose dark hair is already tinged with grey. He greets you with a brisk military salute. My name is Captain Sealkind. I command the vanguard of a mercenary group called the Blackstone Company. We've come from Andorran to assist you. Tell me about your unit, Captain. The Blackstone Company is proud to be recognised as one of the finest Andorran mercenary regiments. We are not a bunch of unscrupulous sellswords looking to oppress the innocent and serve the tyrants of the world. No, we're adventurers eager to get involved in dangerous enterprise and leave it with pockets full of gold and a clear conscience. Which is why we held a vote among our units. We're glad to accept Queen Galfrid's invitation to join the crusade, though some of our commanders did voice their displeasure with the sums he offered. Like I said, we Andorrans are a free people who cannot be pushed around and cannot be bought, only convinced. Why did you join up with us then? Queen Galfrid paid for our services, but please do not think we're fighting for gold alone. We are true sons and daughters of Andorran. So the ideals of equality and resisting enslavement ring true in our hearts. We will be glad to stand in the way of demons who seek to force mortal kind into bondage. The bulk of our company made camp in Nerosian, but the vanguard, consisting of our finest soldiers, if I may add, was put under your command. Want to know more about you, Captain Sealkind? The man flashed a genuine smile. I don't even know what to say. I'm a soldier, a bit of an explorer, and just an all-round honest man. Alright, you seem okay. Get on with your duties. Yes, sir, glad to be under your command. Captain Sealkind salutes you again, smiles, and adds in a softer voice, it'll be an honour to serve with you, Commander. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need to talk, I'd be happy to lend an ear. Arabeth said that we're under threat from demons with unusual abilities. Yeah, just ask you about them. Like that Nabasu that attacked your army at the Lost Chapel. They're very powerful and they're growing in number. You haven't found out where they're coming from, have you? Lucille looks around shyly and continues, lowering her voice as if entrusting you with a personal secret. I think I'm not sure, but I think I have a lead. I know where to find someone who can lead us to the source of their power. Who are you talking about? A hag by the name of Jerunica. She used to live here before the fall of Sarkoris, but when the demons attacked the world, she happily took their side. The old cannibal knows many secrets. You just have to make her talk. Does she have special powers? Her, I doubt it, but still be careful. She's a very old, sly creature, and she's incredibly dangerous. Where can I find this informer of yours? The place is called Green Gates. I'll show you how to get there. Long ago, before the world ruined, there was a Sarkorian fortress there. Then Crusaders built a small chapel. But for many, many years, the place has been home to nothing but abomination and squalor. How did you find out about it? Aruncilai quickly looks at the face of Belle's present and seems to curl in on herself. Quietly, almost whispering, she says, That is a long story. I will tell you when we get there, alright? Alright, thanks for the tip. Happy to help, it's just... Aruncilai looks around cautiously again and lowers her voice. You won't go there without me, will you? I want to personally make sure this monster doesn't escape you. Well, you can meet us there. Grandma Gretlin! Oh, we've got some theatre. Grandma Gretlin lowers herself into a bow. Good day, your commander's ship. It is we, the artistic board of the next door theatre. We are still working on our piece about your heroism. We have even taken on a few new crew members. We now have a master of stage equipment and scenery. My granddaughter, Tina. Tina, say hello to the commander ship. We are faced with another dilemma. We simply cannot decide on a climactic moment for the act that's all about the Battle of Dresden. Here, you listen to the options. Grandma Gretlin holds the scroll up before her eyes and begins to read in a running a gnarled finger along each line. Option 1, the commander, so that's you, launches himself out of a catapult and smashes down the fortress wall, allowing the armies to rush inside. It's possible. Option 2, the commander, so that's you again, masquerades as a succubus. There's a good masquerade and creeps into Dresden in disguise and then opens the gates to the Crusaders. Option 3, the commander, so that's you again, rides to attack on an enormous mountain goat. Or should we call it a battering ram? I like the humour. And it breaks down the city gates. What do you say? You know what? We'll go with the cross-dressing succubus version. Yes, it sort of makes a performance within a performance. Theatre in the theatre. A double entendre in a double entendre. Oh, I think I misspoke. Thank you for your inspiration, your commandership. Grandma Gretel and entourage move away, but the voices project so well that you can easily hear the rest of the conversation. What do you think? Maybe we can somehow add a catapult to the succubus plot. Maybe the commander can use a catapult to fly out of Dresden once he's completed his mission. Smashing! Now, can I just remind you that the role of the commander is being played by Lily, who's deathly afraid of heights to the point of hysterics? Who could convince her to climb inside a catapult basket? Calm yourself, Tina, it's just a minor snag. You can't achieve success without a few difficulties along the way. We'll think of something, you'll see. You're a criminal. Hail, Commander. Before you, an aged yet fit and sturdy Garundi stands at attention. His dark skin has an earthy tone to it, and crystals sparkle forth from where his hair and eyebrows should be, clearly identifying him as a Noriad. Captain Hamilton, chair of your staff council by order of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, here to deliver a report. I'm on this council too, Sailor salutes briskly. We'll be racking our brains on how to improve troop morale. I reckon the key is to back up our words with actions. Lead your soldiers by example, and they'll be eager to follow. Going on my experience as a paralictor, my advice is to maintain calculated moderation in every regard, be it an incentive or penalty, and to be decisive. We have no need for doubts or turmoil. I'm doomed to be your advisor, but you know what that means? That you are doomed to listen to my advice. To start things off, here's an incredibly novel and deep thought for you. Loyalty, passion and morale, all of these can easily be bought for money. Commander, permission to report we've encountered a problem. Although we're still getting volunteers, we're now seeing cases of desertion. Many who joined the Dresden campaign believe that their duty has been fulfilled with a victory, and they are not keen on staying in the garrison. Those from Canabres wish to return home and rebuild their ruined city. Lastly, there are those who are afraid of lingering in a place where demons might show up with a retaliatory expedition at any moment. My suggestion is to improve living conditions for the privates. Raise their pay, give them extra rations, and reward those who distinguish themselves on the battlefield with commendations and gifts. Soldiers don't want to leave armies that appreciate them. I feel for those folks, but we have to convince them to stay. I think we might get some help from the servants of the gods. They'll tell the soldiers that the danger has not yet passed, and inspire them to keep up the fight against evil. As long as the wound is open, the whole world is in danger. We can't just go home and live like we used to, no matter how badly we want that to happen. Most of the Crusades are volunteers, but they have no right to subvert military discipline. That kind of attitude is tantamount to treason, regardless of who expresses it. We have to identify the instigators, arrest them, and administer harsh punishment to make an example of them. Didn't you just say moderation? This problem is quite simply solved with coin, but handing money out to privates is practically throwing it away. We need to pay the officers handsomely. Then they'll figure out how to raise their subordinates' morale. Well, we know what the staff council does. I'm not asking that. They work on morale and stuff. Captain, you're hiding a crime from me, confess. Though those weren't mere rumours, heaven truly has granted you the power to see the truth in the hearts of those who with guilty conscience. In that case, Commander, here's my confession. It's for you to decide whether I deserve a pardon or a punishment. I served my nation faithfully for 100 years, under 3 rulers. I accepted dues in service at times, just to bury them a week later with my own hands. I know the price of blood, Commander, mine and my enemies, which is why I immediately sensed danger with a new superior officer who is assigned to us, a high-born brat whose only military experience had been watching parades. For him, our lives and deaths were playing with toy soldiers. He came to the front lines to show off, send a company or two to their graves, and return to his family and estate a hero. In one battle, when he tried to lead our unit into a foolish suicide attack, I stopped him. I didn't wish to bury another 100 recruits that day, so I buried a single officer instead. There was a fight later, a victory. We only lost 2 soldiers. Then I came to my general and told him everything. The general was an old soldier, he understood, but we both knew that the family of the deceased want me dead. They would have pressured the court, and I would have been hanged. So the general ordered me to leave the army, to leave my homeland and find another war where I could be of use, where I could atone for the sin of killing a fellow soldier. I'm at and regard you sternly. Her Majesty is, naturally, aware of everything. I immediately informed her of my crime and agreed to appear before court-martial, but the Queen said she would only judge me for acts I commit within her borders. I hope that someday I can clear myself in the eyes of the law. Captain? I am not the Queen. You are in my service now, and I will judge you for that. For your past. I am an Eon. I must do so. Now, you have confessed murder. Murder is a crime. But sometimes there is no good choice, and any choice you make, including the choice not to act, is a crime. Responsibility implies any action you take, including a choice not to act, is your responsibility, as are its effects. Captain, had you not acted, it is a shame you did not have time to report your concerns to a superior officer. It sounds like he would have taken appropriate action, resulting in no murder. But you were on a battlefield. You had no time. You acted as you must. Yes, you committed murder. But it is my contention that had you not done, willfully allowing an insane superior officer to send hundreds of troops to their deaths would have been you committing mass murder. You were dismissed from the army. That is your punishment. You are now with us. You will not do this again. You will report any superior officer who is inept. Let's discuss our options in further... No, let's just look what we've got. Glory to Hero degree. Not very good. Hunting down mutiny causes too much bad effect. 15 to 20 for 30 days, okay. 20 days. That's fine. Captain Hamilton issue the private to pay raise and improve rations. At once, I'll dispute them with the pay and rations right away. The commendation list won't take long either. We'll see the results shortly. Thank you, Commander. Should any other difficulties arise that require your attention, I'll deliver a new report promptly. And the Logistics Council to be formed. Your bleating creeps me out. Wouldn't want to live my life frantically seeking out new experiences. It is surprising how few people understand it. Being enthralled to one's emotions is no better than being enthralled to Numerian narcotics. Fair. The Sword of Valor. So we've got this council now. Let's just work that out and then we will take a break for tonight, I think. Gogalinda Stranglehold. Hail, Commander! Middle-aged dwarf was clearly seen some combat. Salutes you with one barely moving bone dry hand. On her face are huge scarred claw marks. A black eye patch covers one eye, but she is watching you with the other, intent and somber. Gogalinda Stranglehold, chair of the Logistics Council at your service. We got ourselves an ugly situation that requires your decision. I hope I won't get in anyone's way if I join you. Ursula looks around with visible worry. I think I could give some good advice here, if you don't mind. Welcome, Ursula. You've seen both demon and mortal armies, so maybe you can. Hopefully the council will benefit from my vast experience surviving with gear that consists of rocks and sticks, and where any dinner that's not squirming on your plate is considered a feast. All in all, kind of like our crusade. Welcome, Lan. I won't lie to you, our logistics are a mess. We need more of everything, and what we do have is in disarray. Crates of provisions are rotting away in storehouses because some idiot quartermaster spilled beer on the papers. Well, sir? And fools are not the worst problem, there's also theft. Some officers, greased palms, get a helmet with stylish plumage, or a fancy blade from the Rotian. Meanwhile, that means the ordinary soldiers are being armed with barely more than kitchen knives. Hammer and tongs. It's time to give the entire logistics staff a bum's rot. The question is, where do we find capable and honest people to replace them? These scoundrels must be replaced with decent, honourable people. Selfless souls who have proven that they can put their comrades' lives above others. Especially their own wealth. Surely that's who will take the best care of our soldiers. Let's get some veterans on the job. People who've had their fill on the front lines and who know firsthand what life is like for a common soldier. What the rations taste like, and how the boots are always the wrong size. My suggestion is to call some experienced, well-connected supply officers from Neurotian. Let them leave their cushy jobs in Mendev and work up a sweat for the good of the crusade. Not bad. Especially with contacts that'll bring in. Lan is right to suggest people who know what they're doing. Have a look what you can do. Ready for anything gives us all saving throws +2. Only the essentials. 10% max HP. Yeah. Equipment for sale. Bonus to attack and saving rolls. Yeah. Dogalinda, recruit those connections in the capital as quartermasters. Will do. Soon we'll have quartermasters with a friend or two even on the Royal Council. That hopefully will keep those ne'er-do-wells under control as well. Then it's decided, no matter what our new quartermaster are like, there's no possible way they can be worse than what we have now. The results will be reported to you. If anything else comes up, I'll call the council right away. I think we're okay there. And that's where we'll break for today. You've been fine, companions, and I'm up back to the front. It's crazy out there. Bye now.